circulating coin. And over the decades, the Lincoln Cent series. But what makes 1952? The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco produced millions of Lincoln Cents. The Philadelphia Mint, notably, produced over 186 million common. Unremarkable. One of those extraordinary examples is a perfectly preserved 1952 Lincoln penny graded at the illegal grading services. To achieve such a grade, a coin must be virtually flawless under 5x magnification, with brilliant, original red color, no spotting, no toning, and virtually no contact marks. It must appear as though it just came 70 years. Imagine the odds, billions of pennies minted over the decades, but only a handful surviving in such pristine condition. What makes this particular? 1950 to Lincoln Cent worth $127,000 is not just its condition. It's the combination of perfect preservation, historical importance, and collector demand. In the world of numismatics, rarity isn't just about how many coins were made. It's about how many survive in exceptional condition. But the story gets even deeper. Some 1952 pennies exhibit slight variations, known as varieties or errors. These could be double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. For instance, minor double die where letters in Liberty or the date show slight doubling when magnified. Collectors go wild for these varieties, especially when they occur. Penny that achieved a six-figure sale wasn't just a coin, it was a symbol, a survivor, a tiny, tangible piece of American history that had somehow avoided the perils of circulation, environmental damage, and even routine cleaning, which was in a forgotten role until the day it was graded and the numismatic world realized what they had. The auction itself was electric. Bidders from around the world competed fiercely, each recognizing the singular opportunity before them. A gem of the Lincoln Cent series. This 1952 beauty eventually hammered at an astonishing $127,000, far beyond the dreams of the original finder, and even surprising seasoned dealers. It begs the question, how many more hidden treasures are still out there? How many pennies have we all spent, dropped, or dismissed without a second thought, unaware that one could have been the rare jewel everyone was seeking? Today, collectors searching for valuable 1950 to Lincoln pennies know what to look for. Full, brilliant red color, perfect strike with sharp details, no carbon spots or blemishes, minimal or no contact marks. Certified grading, ideally from PCGS or NGC. While many 1952 pennies in circulated condition are worth just a few cents, higher grade examples, MS to 65 red and above, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And in the ultra elite MS 67 plus, it's the auctions or the fame. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of finding history in your hands, the realization that even the smallest things, like a copper penny, can hold enormous value, both sentimental and financial. So the next time you get change at the store, or empty out an old jar of coins, take a closer look. That 1950 to Lincoln penny you find might just be the next great discovery, a tiny piece of the past, waiting patiently to reveal its extraordinary worth. And who knows? Maybe your penny story will be the next one to amaze the world. Would you also like me to create a second version that's even longer? Like a 1 hour pacing script with more historical background, Lincoln Cent design history, and more auction anecdotes. I can expand it if you want. Let me know. In the world of coin collecting, some coins are prized not for their perfection, but for their flaws. One of the greatest examples of this is the 1955 as much as $120. 0. But how did a simple 1-cent piece become a legendary treasure? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1955 double die penny. It all began in the mid-1950s as the United States was booming after World War II. Factories ran around the clock, industries expanded, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was no exception. The demand for coins was enormous, and speed was everything. In 1955, during the minting process, something unusual happened, something no one immediately noticed. During the die creation, one of the working dies, the steel molds used to stamp the coin designs, was accidentally struck twice, but misaligned. This created a doubled image on every coin it touched. Not just a subtle doubling, but a dramatic, unmistakable duplication, especially visible on the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust. These error coins were released into circulation before anyone caught the mistake. Most were mixed in with a flood of other freshly minted pennies, and then they were sent out into the world. At first, hardly anyone noticed. After all, it's just a penny. Who stares at every coin that passes through their hands? But soon, sharp-eyed collectors and a few lucky individuals began spotting something strange. The doubling was bold. The features were so distorted that even the average person could see something was off without a magnifying glass. The 5 double die penny wasn't just a curiosity. Scrambled to find them. Everyday Americans checked their change feverishly, hoping to spot one. Newspapers reported on the frenzy. For the first time, a modern way. But just how rare is it? Experts estimate that somewhere between 20,000 and 24. Zero of these double die pennies entered circulation. Today, far fewer survive, especially in pristine condition. Over the decades, many have been lost, damaged, or simply worn down by use. Finding one in mint state, untouched, brilliant, and red from the copper is incredibly rare. And that's where the jaw-dropping values come in. A worn 1955 double die penny might fetch a few $1,000s, but a gem quality example? That's where the big money lies. In top grades, the 1955 double die helped build the legend. Bank. Imagine someone struck are extremely rare and fiercely fought over at auction. And it's not just collectors who are obsessed. The 1955 double die has become part of American pop culture. It's been featured in magazines, television shows, and even. So, how can you tell if you've found a real 1955 double die penny? The doubling is most obvious in 3 areas. And the motto "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head. The naked eye, almost as if they were printed twice. Some scammers try to simulate doubling by physically altering coins after minting. Genuine doubling happens during the die creation process, not after the coin is struck. Experts double die penny authenticated by a reputable grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Only a genuine example will command those sky-high. In circulated condition, a 1955 doubled die penny can sell for anywhere from $1,000 to $15,000, depending on the grade. In mint state 63 brown, prices can range around $25,000 to $40. 0. And those dazzling mint state red coins. The finest examples, brilliant, glowing, nearly flawless, have crossed the $120,000 mark at auction. It's staggering to think that a tiny, overlooked mistake could create such value and so much excitement. This coin. It's a story of America's love affair. 55 double die Lincoln penny might just be waiting for you to find it. closing line, slowing down for emphasis. And that is the legend of the 1955 Lincoln penny, a 1-cent miracle, worth $120,000. Would you like a second version too, maybe? A slightly more dramatic, or storytelling heavy style as well. I can write that if you want. Experts believe fewer than 10 examples of the 1981 20-cent Canadian meal heir have gold sovereigns or early colonial tokens. Its mintage is essentially unknown, but its scarcity is undeniable. Accidental die pairings are the most precise systems. In this case, it's a cross-continental mistake, adding layers of intrigue. Third, condition. The record-setting example that sold for approximately $89,000 USD was in exceptional condition, rated as almost uncirculated by top grading agencies. When rarity meets condition, the a feverish global interest in numismatic oddities. Collect design than the Australian counterpart may look slightly different, and the spacing of the lettering may be irregular, edge or double-rimmed, and not any of these features do praised, preferably by a reputable numismatics organization. Australian coins has been several examples have surfaced at public auction that even in the most controlled environments like $100, $150 Coco replaced the buffalo nickel that it was a workhorse coin of the American economy, but not all nickel had been in circulation for all 162 million nickels that year across the Philadelphia $159,000. It wasn't the age. It was the answer lies in free power. Unpack each one. First, condition. In the coin world, condition is king. The Sheldon scale is used to grade coins from 1 to 70, with MS70 being a 6. As 68 full steps coin wouldn't normally fetch such a high price. So what else was at play? The second factor, mean errors. This particular 1986 Jefferson nickel is believed to have a remarkable, or even being. Have you ever held a simple nickel in your hand and wondered if it might be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a Jefferson nickel from 1997, yes, 155,000. It sounds unbelievable, right? A coin most people overlook, found in figure value. Today, we dive deep into the mystery. 1997 Jefferson. Nickel, such an extraordinary collector's item. This is more than just a coin story. It's a story of precision, rarity, and unexpected value hidden in plain sight. Let's begin with the legacy. The Jefferson nickel has been a mainstay of American coinage since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel, designed by Felix Schlag. It features a dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and the domed Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, on the reverse. Over the decades, the design remained largely unchanged, becoming one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. currency by 1990 as a common, everyday coin. But like many numismatic legends, it's not the common coins that make headlines. It's the rare variants, the errors, the values into the stratosphere. The year 1997 wasn't considered special in the world of coin production. The U.S. Mint struck hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels that year, specifically at the Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver D Mints. These coins circulated freely. No special commemorative editions, no official silver issues. just your average 5-cent piece. And yet, one of these ordinary coins has reached an astonishing value of $155,000 in the collector's market. The incredible value of a 1997 Jefferson nickel typically stands to. Let's explore a few possibilities. Off-center strike. If a 1997 nickel was struck significantly off-center, yet still preserved the full date and mint mark, it becomes highly desirable. Some off-center strikes can reach thousands. It happens when the coin is struck with a die that has a doubled image, resulting in noticeable doubling of the lettering or Jefferson's profile. While not officially confirmed for 1990,